You're live, and this is the aaronzero show with another edition of Today's Noise and all the noise you never want to hear. So, what is in today's news? One of the news stories that struck my eyes was Mr. J.D. Vance, Vice President of America, speaking at the Richard Nixon Presidential Library while he was uh, releasing his new book called Communion, Return to the Faith. And according to him, President Richard Nixon, the 37th president of USA, was actually a very good guy, which is quite contrary to the evidence. Richard Nixon had to resign and leave office under threat of impeachment because he had done an illegal wiretapping of the Democratic Party headquarters and also had tried to get the CIA to mess with the FBI investigation. And the people who were working for him went to jail, the attorney general, etc. So that is very revealing on how a person thinks and sees himself. And according to him, the Watergate situation would not have been a very big thing today. It would have disappeared in 12 hours. And of course, that's because there have been so many scandals regarding Mr. Trump, from housing, from fraud to banks, this and that. And Mr. Trump has managed to control it through extensive use of lawyers, etc. Still, for a vice president of the USA to be praising a disgraced ex-president of the USA is startling. And in the words of one of the previous White House staffers, it is mind-boggling. So it shows what his mindset is. And apparently, he's not beyond doing something that would be illegal, like the stuff that Mr. Trump has done. So it's quite revealing in that way to think that he is a chip off the old block, so to speak. Not much difference there. In other news, the double earthquakes in Venezuela have caused havoc in the country there because it was already facing a bad financial situation. However, help is on the way from the entire world, including India, is sending aid and rescue workers. I believe Mexico is sending about 250 rescue workers. And United States has pledged $150 million and rescue workers. There are a lot of countries that are sending in rescue workers because time is of the essence to retrieve the people who are trapped under the rubble of collapsed buildings. And there seem to be a lot of collapsed buildings, especially in the city of La Guaira, which is 160 kilometers away from Caracas. So, all in all, it is going to be a joint effort from the world to get things rolling in Venezuela, besides all the havoc that has been caused by earthquakes there. And just earlier, there was another 6.6 earthquake in Philippines. And Japan, of course, is very used to earthquakes because the whole country is on an earthquake fault. And it has buildings that are especially designed to resist earthquakes. And they sort of move with the quake because they're built on stilts and things like that. In the World Cup, it seems like the underdog teams are having a field day. Turkey went and beat USA, so that was an upset because USA was favored to win 3-2. Turkey beat USA. And the other team in the news is Cape Verde, a tiny country off the African coast. And their goalkeeper, Varanzo, has become a star, 40 years old. And so it's anybody's guess who will go to the final. Uh, at present news, Lionel Messi, the world famous Argentinian player, is apparently going to sit out one of the matches. I believe it's a match against Jordan. So it's unusual upset against the traditionally strong teams like Spain, Germany, France, Italy, etc. And it has brought a new blood, if you will, into this World Cup matches. My only disappointment is that India is not there because it's a 1.4 billion people, so they should be represented in a match, even if they lose the match. And same goes for China. So you cannot have 2 billion people not represented in the World Cup. Even if they are knocked out in the early rounds, so be it. But they should be playing some match there. Otherwise, you have tiny countries that are playing in the World Cup, like Cape Verde, etc. Curacao also, I believe, is another country. And the tourists who are coming to watch the World Cup matches are getting tired of the tipping fatigue. Apparently, in USA, when you go to any restaurant, the tip is almost has to be there. Whereas in Europe, the tip is included in the overall price. So I think they are tired of that kind of tipping policy, so to speak. It's tipping over. And in Iraq, USA News, there have been tit for tat attacks between Iran and USA. And Iran apparently had attacked a cargo ship, and then USA attacked the radar and other installations, and then Iran attacked some military installations in the Gulf countries. Apparently, according to news, they have now established a hotline between the US military and Iran military to not let the situation further deteriorate and let the peace process go forward, so to speak. And in Indian news, what do we have? Well, the Indian passport is only a travel document according to the government, but a lot of people are saying that's not so. We have a very rigorous inspection process and a police verification, and they don't agree with that. And I would have to side with them because in most countries of the world, 90% of the countries of the world, excluding North Korea and Russia and China, when you have a passport, it means you're a citizen of that country, and that's not in doubt. So after going through so many rigorous tests and document proofs, etc., to say that a person who is a passport holder is not a citizen of the country or is merely a travel document sounds bizarre, to say the least. So that is the distinction that many people are seeing. And you have the Aadhaar card, the voter ID card. Voter ID is especially only citizens can vote. So that itself there is a ID that says that you're a citizen of the country. You cannot, otherwise you have to check the voter ID. So apparently you have to solve this problem and not let it get out of hand and make India a laughing stock in the world. India is on the threshold of becoming a major superpower with all the interest the world has and in investments the world is putting into it, it's high time that the passport is recognized as a citizenship document. That is my opinion, anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. And on that note, we thank you very much.